What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dirty Degens. I am your degenerate host, Josh, and I'm coming at you on a Saturday afternoon. Had a long week in Vegas, lots of good stuff going on, and easily one of the best Bitcoin conferences they've ever had, without a doubt. So I want to talk a lot about that, some of the things that came out of the Bitcoin conference this week, and some meme news, of course, but I do have a big update for Metacade as well that I want to get into. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Obviously we did see a little bit of a cool down on Bitcoin, but look how hot it was for the past, month. It flew up from 83 to 111. So that's quite a jump. And typically during a Bitcoin conference, we have a much bigger drop during every single Bitcoin conference I've been to. So not so bad there. We're basically reset a couple weeks. No big deal. But the big things that did come out of the conference, Trump media announced $2.5 billion they're going to invest into Bitcoin. And I have seen that started to be drafted up. I'm just kind of talking about some of the stuff that happened throughout the week, though. And also, Bo Hines stated that Bitcoin is a golden standard and that the U.S. will not sell their reserves. So that's a good thing. Currently, they have the reserves that are from confiscated Bitcoin, not going to be sold. That's good. But what really matters is that currently the U.S. is trying to figure out how they can acquire more, because China hates Bitcoin and U.S. wants to take more Bitcoin, right? So they basically say that because of that reason, America should love it. So a little bit of economic warfare there. But JD Vance did state they are looking at ways to acquire more Bitcoin. Senator Loomis claims that the Bitcoin strategy that she is putting forth, that Trump is supportive of it. So if the Trump administration is behind it, we'll have to see how that goes. I know that she's going to resubmit that, I believe, next week. So we'll see what comes out of that. And lastly, I did actually get to meet Eric Trump, though, in the Whale Lounge at the Bitcoin conference. That was kind of cool. I only met him for like 20-30 seconds. He was walking by, I shook his hand, talked to him, exchanged a couple sentences, and then his security team said he had to leave. So, but that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool, though. Yeah, maybe I look like a threat. I do dress like a doofus. I got to meet a couple of you guys there while I was in the Bitcoin conference. So you guys all know that I dress like a doofus. I mean, I'm the guy that wears a robe. So what do you expect? But Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, they were there and obviously full supportive of Bitcoin. So that was huge. They had a lot to say. They talked to a lot of people. But what's even bigger is we've got New York City, who has been one of the most anti-crypto states or, regions for years now. They're constantly trying to crack down on Bitcoin and crypto, but they are calling for an end to that. And they actually want to issue bonds that are backed by Bitcoin. So the mayor of New York wants to do that. That was revealed at the Bitcoin conference. I actually know somebody that's helping him with it as well. That's a pretty big deal. Nice. And I thought this was kind of funny. Steak and Shake actually had a booth at the Bitcoin conference. And there was a bunch of cows there, and you could actually act like you were ordering a meal and everything. It was kind of interesting. Never thought I would see a fast food restaurant at the Bitcoin conference, but we did. Overall, though, the Bitcoin conference was a really good one. Like I said, that was my 5th or 6th straight that I've been to, and especially last year wasn't so great. The one in Nashville, not so great. They took it out of Miami. The ones in Miami were pretty good, but definitely the first one I went to was the biggest one in Miami. And then they just got consecutively smaller and smaller. And this one was really much bigger, a lot more people, and also a lot more retail. A lot of people that said this was their first conference ever. They don't do anything in the space. They're just investors, and they had the time of their life. So I think it was a good time. Vibes were really high. Obviously, you got Bitcoin at all-time high for basically the entire conference. So everybody's feeling amazing. You've got financial institutions there. And actually, I would say arguably the best thing I got at the conference was something that Van Eck was giving out. It was pretty cool. I don't have it right here, but it's like this metal card that has like Bitcoin symbols on it and says just hodl, and then it's got a bottle opener in the middle that's shaped like a spade because they're in Vegas. I don't know, it was kind of cool. But yeah, overall, it was really good. Tons of miners there. You had every public company there that, as far as miners go, so CleanSpark, Riot, Mara, all there. And they were great. They were talking to everybody, not just institutional people. They're interested in working with creators. It was just really good all around. And I got to talk to a lot of people that maybe come on the show here sometime too. So that'll be a lot of fun, interview some people, see what they've got going on. Overall, it was just really good, I would say. And what's really cool too is they also did a Guinness Book of World Records too. So 4,000 transactions on one day during the Bitcoin conference. They did try to break it on the last day. I'm not sure if they did or not though. There were signs everywhere, pay for it in Bitcoin. And basically, if you bought something in Bitcoin, you got a 21% discount. So yeah. Hey, Ron Paul, good to see you. I know you were at the Bitcoin conference. Unfortunately, did not get to meet up with you, but hope you had a great time. Next time I'll have to make sure I see you. But that's about it for the Bitcoin conference. Like I said, it was a really good time. Tons of great people there. I didn't do a ton of side events, but the couple I did go to were fantastic, really good. So yeah, can't complain. But other than that, one thing I was asked during the Bitcoin conference, right? Obviously, I do a meme coin show. I talk about memes. I like degenerate stuff. I like altcoins, but of course, I love Bitcoin too. But it's not my main focus. I'll let other people focus on that. But so I was asked often what meme coins I'm looking at, and we talk about that. And it's all the ones that I talk to you guys about. So I won't bore you with that. But I did every once in a while get an interesting question. What about NFTs? Are you in NFTs? And no, I don't collect art NFTs. And for a good reason. I mean, look at CryptoPunks, look at Bored Apes, and all these other ones, right? They peak, they come down. The parties that they throw aren't enough to sustain the floor. I like NFTs with utility, and AKA Big Red, right? You get passive income or rewards or whatever from it. And that's why this piqued my interest quite a bit. We've got Metacade introducing the Dropzone. And this is an open edition NFT mint that's for the entire base ecosystem. But this is actually not just an art NFT drop. There's going to be more to it. But a lot of people are speculating on what that can be because nobody knows currently. It could be a launch pad. It could be access to a platform. It could be games. I mean, who knows what it can be? But it has been stated, or at least hinted, that it's definitely not just an art NFT project. And that's coming in June. So Metacade constantly, over and over again, every single month, they have tons of updates, huge news. Soon that we're going to have everything live on the app chain. Gangs of Metacadia is going to be launching again. Looking forward to that. But now we have this to look forward to, the Dropzone, and what this can enable for Metacade and the community. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be, like I said, launching in June, and can't wait to see what's happening there for sure. Now, there were some other things that did happen this week that I'm not a fan of, but we already know that. So the Cetus protocol hack, they want to roll back the transactions and basically recover the funds. So a community vote was put forth, like we talked about, and they went 100% basically for it. You've got 4.4% of people that voted said no, 1.5% of people didn't want to vote at all, and then 7.2% didn't vote at all. So you got 90.9% that voted yes, which is just absolutely insane. I can't believe how many people voted yes to roll back the chain, but this isn't the first time we've seen this in history. ETH has done this. There's been many chains that have done this. Ethereum, though, did this. So it's not anything new. It's just very centralized, right? It's just that simple. It's very centralized. So that it was stated that Cetus does have the funds. That's what this update is here. They have the funds back in their wallets. They're going to be basically deploying them back to the LP pools. They're using some sort of math to figure out how to basically fix the LP pools because so many charts were wrecked and all this other stuff. So they got a lot of things to figure out there. But they have the funds back, and they can give them back to the community. So it's a good thing, but I also think they should have just dug in their own pockets or got a grant or something like that to do it themselves instead of rolling back the chain. I just feel like it sets a really bad precedent. Hey, John 316, yes, ETF for Crow did get filed. I know it had a really big move off of that. And also, Trump's working with Crow or Crypto.com to try to launch tokenized assets on it. So interesting, very interesting. But some, also once again, today we had the SEC clarify that meme coins are not securities. So that's good for those of us that like degenerate things. Where basically our meme coins won't be called a security and crash to zero because nobody knows what to do. So at least we can't be rugged by the SEC for our meme coins now. I guess that's good. But not only did Sui roll back the chain, Circle frees 57 million linked to Libra. So again, this is a centralized product. Of course it is, though. It's USDC. It's very centralized, 100% centralized, actually. So of course that they can do that. Now, not only is the United States investigating this, you've also got Argentina investigating this. So I'm sure there was some sort of political involvement as to why these funds were frozen. I don't think that Circle just did it out of the kindness of their heart, but either way, funds were frozen. I don't know what will happen with those funds. I don't think they'll go back to investors. Who knows? I guess we'll have to see what happens with the funds that have been recovered or frozen, but interesting nonetheless. Now, I don't recall if I did talk about it because I don't remember, but Solana is now available on MetaMask, and we actually did see quite the move for Solana, and not only Solana, a lot of meme coins in the Solana ecosystem as soon as it went live on MetaMask. So kind of like when Sui got added to Phantom, and I said that would have a huge impact because a lot of people don't want to open up multiple wallets. Think about the thousands of people that were waiting for Solana to be available on something they actually use. A lot of people don't want to set up wallets. A lot of people don't want to be like me. I've got 90 plus wallets and it sucks. So a lot of people just wait and they only use what's available on what they use, right? So now Solana is available on MetaMask. I think it could strengthen the meme coin season that we have on Solana as well. But you do also have Standard Chartered saying that Solana could be a one-trick pony and it's only reliant on meme coin activity. Kind of true. A little bit true. But there are some good protocols that are building and coming out for Solana. There's a couple that I've been watching, keeping my eyes on. And yeah, so there's other things. It's just that ultimately meme coins generate the most because Solana's transaction fees are so incredibly low that you need thousands and thousands and thousands of them just for them to add up to anything. So meme coins are one of those things that are able to generate that. A lot of these other platforms are not doing hundreds of transactions a second, even though Solana may be capable of it. So yeah, currently Solana is definitely a one-trick pony, but they are launching that new network with the Seeker 2, and that could have an impact on the network as well and bring up those transaction counts quite a bit. So it'll be interesting. We'll have to see what happens. I don't know, Cass. We'll have to get Cass and Mike next week. She always wants to be involved. Say good morning. Yeah. But other than that, so this was a little bit interesting. I don't know if Trump is just posting pictures that are AI made or what, but maybe he's telling us that he's going to do something with Pepe. But as you can see, Trump posted this picture that he's on a mission from God, and we got a little Pepe hiding in the back. I thought it was interesting. A little bit of Pepe meme coin stuff. Now, I also thought this was interesting, though. When all these countries, actually right around the time of Libra, when all these countries were launching meme coins, there was a Central African Republic that came out and launched a token. At first, people thought it was a scam, and it ran hard and it came down hard. But it's not a scam. Maybe it was like kind of in the beginning, but the president of Central African Republic has now signed a bill that they're going to sell their land utilizing the token. Very interesting. Basically, all the land's going to be on the blockchain. People will be able to go and acquire land for Solana or for CAR. And I don't know, that's pretty interesting. I never would have thought a country would do that. So it's pretty interesting to me. But I don't think it had a huge impact on the chart, but it is still interesting. Let's see. I mean, it's still at 50 mil. They even call it a meme coin still. Yeah, look at that. It went up hard and it came down hard. Like I said, it went up to almost $1 billion. Yeah, but it definitely had a couple good moves. I'm on the 3-day for some reason. There we go. Now we can see those moves. Yeah, huge. They obviously front ran the news, but still a crazy jump off of it. Went up over 100%. But yeah. Other than that, though, that is about all I have. Moonpig came down pretty hard. James Wynn, the guy that everybody was talking about that was doing a lot of leverage trading, and actually it's coming up pretty good too. But it did have a big drop. But James Wynn was liquidated, and he did also sell out heavy of Titcoin. He held like 3% of the supply or something, and he full clipped it. So I think a lot of people got worried that he was going to do the same thing here with Moonpig. And that's why we had a big drop, because he's also a huge holder of Moonpig. But it is recovering a good bit. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, because I think right now a lot of it relies on what James Wynn does, right? If everybody thinks that he's going to dump it, I think that it'll have a negative impact, obviously. So that's why Moonpig dumped pretty hard. I think Titcoin also did start to recover a good bit. Hey, Camera Wall, happy Saturday. There it is. Yeah, it's starting to recover a good bit, but it did get just absolutely smashed. It got hit hard. Yeah, like from 85 mil. I think this candle right here is where he full clipped it. He sold like 300K in one go. We might even be able to see the top trade on the top trades. Yeah, not easily. 3 transactions. It could be this one right here. Yeah, it's probably this one right here. It was a big singular sell, and these ones all have a massive amount of transactions. But he's out of there, so Titcoin could have a good comeback. It didn't fall down too hard. It's basically a standard recovery there. So I'm expecting something good to happen there still. Other than that, I see Snakeadelic in here, so let's check on Baby Snek. Doing good, Camera Wall. Always hodling, always DCAing, always degenerate. Hope you've been doing well. Baby Snek still doing good. Came down a little bit, but look, every single chart we've looked at has this same exact movement on it. It's just the market fell. It's just the market fell. And it impacts especially these smaller projects the same way, but still fantastic run up in May. Absolutely great. And, it came down a little bit, but they've still got that NFT mint that they just did. That's an RWA asset. So those NFT holders are going to basically generate mining revenue. So it's looking good. They've still got the RWA lockables. And also when I had that interview with the founder, he's got a lot more plans. So still liking Baby Snek. Trying to think. I was trying to look for a little puff earlier, and it wouldn't pull up. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it came down a bit. It was at 15 mil or so. Came down to 10, but it's been holding pretty strong there. Just kind of chilling. Yeah. This is the 3rd day in a row that it's dipped down. We'll have to see if we can eat that candle up like it did the other 2 days. But I still think Lil Puff's going to do well. Still has the, oops, wrong button. Still has the collaboration with the actual cat. It sounds so stupid to say. Yeah. It's still so stupid. But that's what meme coins are all about. You got the most followed animal account on TikTok with 32 million followers. Something else that's really interesting when it comes to meme coins and all these people I was talking to in Las Vegas, and especially the people that are not from the United States, actually largely the people that are not from the United States, they all only trade meme coins on Binance Alpha. So something to think about. I was looking at the Binance Alpha list earlier on CoinMarketCap. And I think that's something I'm going to dive into more next week, because there's a ton on there. And it makes sense that a lot of people, it's just like the whole thing I was saying earlier. People don't want to start new wallets. They want to get into meme coins and stuff like that. But that's why meme coins have a big spike when they hit exchanges, because it opens up to different people that won't go on chain or only stay on one platform or won't start a new wallet or whatever, right? So all these people that only trade on Binance and have only traded on Binance for the past 10 years, they only trade on Binance Alpha. And that is a large amount of people. And there's like 155 projects on there. And some of them go to zero. Going on Binance Alpha is not a guarantee. If we look, there's like, yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3. I mean, these are all essentially zero down here. But so it's like more like 145 or so that are not at zero, that are on Binance Alpha. And some of them have some decent moves. And some of them I'm familiar with too. Large language model, that's something I'm familiar with. Man, I was talking about that back on Alpha First, maybe even CryptoZeros Plus before it went to Alpha First. This was a while ago. I don't think it's going to come back. Yeah, look at that chart. Ugh. Yeah, this was from a serial launcher. Redacted, I'm familiar with. There's a bunch of them on here I'm familiar with. But hey, maybe some of them have a good chance to come back and get up higher. I mean, Gorilla just went up 121%. Why? And what is Gorilla? I've got no idea what Gorilla is. I'm assuming it's about a gorilla. It's on BNB. That's why it has a chart like this. It's about a month old, a little less. It's started on the 8th of May. Michi. I'm familiar with Michi. Gorilla expresses the meaning that retail investors can defeat the market giants if they unite. Okay. So, very typical. Let's see their X, though. I like Ponke. Ian, I'm not familiar with, though. I do like Ponke. I haven't checked out Michi in a while. I used to like Michi. Boba? Oh, it didn't show up for me. Bobo? I don't think I'm familiar with Bobo either, but we'll pull him up. So Gorilla's a CTO. They get decent views on their posts. Could be something to check out, but hey, we'll check out what Bamba is mentioning. See what he's got here. Show me what you got. Oh, let's see. I haven't looked at Michi in a while. Let's check it out. Hey, it's doing good. Yeah, when I last looked at Michi, it was lower. It was around like 10, and I was like not too sure about it. But man, cat memes haven't been doing the hottest, but this could recover. It has a community this size, 48,000 holders. That's crazy huge. It's also really old. If I remember right, Michi's like a year and a half old. It's right here. Oh, it's a year and a month old. Sorry. Still 57,000 followers. You know, this old stuff, like the stuff that will say that the dead meme coins and stuff like that, I think that they've actually got a better chance to come back than a new launch does. So, yeah, I wouldn't sleep on Michi for that reason. Ian though, I've never heard of. I don't think. Or is it LanLan? Come on. I'm not sure about LanLan or Ian. It's not pulling anything up. I'm familiar with Bobo too, I think. Yeah, Bobo the bear. One of the bigger memes on base. There's not a lot that are very big. It's probably top 10 on base even. I mean, let's look. Yeah, but it didn't pull anything up. So yeah, Toshi, Degen, I do not consider a meme. Ski, Ray. dogging me. Okay, so it's not top 10. It's like top 20. It didn't even show up here for some reason. Weird. It should have. But Bobo, yeah, I know about Bobo. Oops, wrong button again. I can't. What's my opinion on volume bots? Well, it's good, but it's bad. It all depends. You've got good volume bots and you have bad ones. Some of them actually negatively impact the chart. So that's why a lot of them are bad. If you cheap out for a cheap volume bot, it's never good. But if you get a quality one, it can be good because a lot of projects just go unnoticed because they have strong holders, but they don't have volume. Big Red's a good example of this. Big Red holds strong at, a couple mil market cap. It's basically the floor at, 2-3 mil, but it has all these reasons why it should have more attention, but people just never see it because it doesn't have a lot of volume, right? Chuck's another one. It's at 1 million market cap, but the volume's low, right? So people don't see it. So all these screener sites or how people sort things and things like that, especially when it's relying on volume, I do think it matters. I think volume bots are good. In moderation, right? Yeah, it really depends. Like you can't take a 3 million market cap project and create 700K in volume, right? But like you can do like 50, 60K so that it at least looks active, and it will bring eyes. It will 100% bring eyes. So I don't hate volume bots. Titcoin, I was talking about a little bit earlier, Bamba. Yeah, I'm not sure why LanLan doesn't show up. I might have to look into that off stream and oh, here it is. That's weird. When I typed in just lowercase, it didn't pull it up. And you say this is the same team behind Ponke? Not looking terrible. Orange is a new cat. LanLan cat is the most pompous and narcissistic feline in Web3. All right. Viral cat out of Taiwan. Oh, okay. So it's another viral cat. I'm already going for a little puff. Why not LanLan? They don't promise anything. That's good. Yeah, there's no partners section. That makes me happy. Like, yeah, they do it right. I'm gonna say I like LanLan. 17.3 thousand followers. New account, March 2025. Good engagement on these posts here. They got 307 members in their Twitter community, 3,600 in Telegram. They've got a slot machine in Telegram. Over 1K new holders. I like LanLan. This is something I'll keep my eye on. I'll talk about LanLan some more. Dig into it some more and check it out. I'm already going for Lil Puff is actually my band's name. Lil Puff is down right now. It's a good one. I was watching. I got home from Vegas. I got home at like 9:30 or something p.m. last night. So me and Cass watched some TV for a little bit before we went to bed. But we were watching Bob's Burgers, and he said, "Oh, they were walking to a muffin store, and the mom, like, her feet hurt or whatever, so she stopped walking. So she said, 'Here's your muffin money,' and he goes, 'Muffin Money is my exotic dancer name.'" That was hilarious. Cracked me up. Side story. Let's see. Yeah, I'm familiar with XBT and Beast as well. I was talking about XBT for, oh no, different XBT, but I wasn't too sure about this one because XBT is actually kind of like a SPX copycat, and I feel like SPX can't really be overplayed too much because it'll get boring fast. I like this though. This is cool. Coming from the age of forums and stuff like that, I like this. This is cool. Does it load like a forum? Oh, it doesn't. It loads into a Bitcoin magazine article. How strange. What's this one do? This one goes to the Wayback Machine of BitMEX. This is weird. How interesting. And then they've got their community here. You know, I like the website. I could see throwing a few bucks at it. I wouldn't go crazy hard on it, but I would probably throw a few bucks at it. Do I know the Muffin Man? Don't get me started on the Muffin Man. Gotta close out some of these tabs or my computer's gonna have a conniption. Yeah. Benji, I do like Benji. Bamba, I like Benji. Yeah, the old bar tab. Throwing around bar tabs. Yeah, I would say XBT gets a bar tab. Titcoin, I like Titcoin. Titcoin's coming back up. I would say Titcoin gets a little bit more than a bar tab for me. Yeah, Titcoin gets like 5 bar tabs. As far as Benji goes, it's not my favorite meme on base. It's just about that simple. I think it's going to do okay. It's just not my favorite meme on base. I forget. But I mean, if I was going to be buying it, this is around where I'd be buying it, though. And I would just hope. I mean, this is a 3-day chart. So I would just, yeah, it's a very wave project. It has spikes. The spikes are consistent enough, and it's been long enough now that I would probably throw a bar tab just to catch a spike. But after this consolidation period, I mean, it's got a long consolidation period here, about 2 months basically. Oh yeah, that's right. Benji is the oldest dog breed. Yeah. I did think that was cool. Hey Maru, you bought a house. Congrats. Did you buy it in Bitcoin? What'd you do? But congratulations. Miggles is your favorite meme coin on base. I actually interviewed the Miggles team in Token 2049 in Singapore. Cool guys. Yeah, I like Mr. Miggles, but it's not my favorite meme coin on base. But Mr. Miggles is good. I think Mr. Miggles will do better than Brett. Still at 30 mil. Yeah, Mr. Miggles is fine. It's just things on base haven't been moving as much lately. My favorite meme on base, though, is Chuck. It's always Chuck. I'll check out House next, Mario. Am I a baby Snek whale yet? What constitutes you as a baby Snek whale? Like, is it what percentage of supply constitutes you as a baby Snek whale? Look at that run by Chuck. Let's go. It's unchuck unstoppable. See, this is another one. Like, it's got a huge community of holders and like diamond hands and all that. They do amazing content on Twitter. But this goes back to that volume we were talking about. Look, they got 1,000 in volume in the last 24 hours. Like, it's hard to get noticed when you've got low volume. 1 bill tokens is whale and baby Snek. I'll have to check. I don't think so. I'll have to check. I don't try to become a whale in every project that I support. Especially like if I'm publicly supporting it, because then I can't ever do anything. You guys are going to nail me to a cross if I sell anything. House. 1 house equal 1 house coin. Is this a meme coin? I mean, it was launched on Pump Fund, but people have launched real projects off of Pump Fund too. I keep wanting to do that. Is there still time to make Cass a redhead? There, I think so. I don't think there was a time limit. You'd have to. She's in chat. She'll have to answer. Flipping the house market one house at a time. I can't tell if this is a meme coin or not. Still, they've got a pitch deck. I can't tell if I'm being trolled or not still. But no, I do love Baby Snek. I haven't sold any Baby Snek. I haven't even opened the lockable, but I'm still buying Baby Snek. I don't think I have a billion tokens, so. Let's see, rallying the house coin team. This is a RWA project or something, or they're trolling me with this pitch deck. I'm unsure, Maru. What are you doing? I don't want to read this pitch deck on stream either. There's a game or something. What's going on here? Welcome to House Coin Play. Okay. All right. I can't play that because it's probably copywritten and I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah. They're selling shirts for 0.3 Sol. That's an expensive shirt. 0.3 Sol. Sol's like $160. Yeah. 0.3 Sol for a print on demand shirt? You gotta be kidding me. How much is 0.3 Sol right now? Where's the converter? Where the hell did they move it to? There we go. That's a $50 shirt. No chance. They're insane. And it's like, yeah, no chance. I'm actually upset about it. I'm very upset about this 0.3 Sol shirt. What's the margins? I do like, though, that you can buy it with crypto. I'll give them that. But I don't buy $50 t-shirts for myself from like real stores. But I've got to read this pitch deck, Maru. So, because there's a lot going on here. I'm going to check out the chart, though. The chart actually looked good. Yeah. I like the chart. And if it's an RWA project, I'm into RWA projects. I've got to read the pitch deck, though, and I'm not going to make you guys read the pitch deck with me. So we'll have to check it out a little bit deeper, and I'll talk about it some more this week. Will it be blue if Baby Snek hits 10 million again? Oh, man, Cass. You're going to dye your hair all the colors. By the time she dyes her hair red and then blue, she's not going to have any hair left. It's all going to be burned away from the dye. She claims it's not a problem. Well, on that note, everybody, I just wanted to have a quick stream with you guys. I wanted to do more content while I was in Vegas, but I was just so busy. I was able to do that video that first day. I had a plan for every day, but I ended up being so busy. I spent like no time in my hotel room. And when I did, I was being rushed out of it. So I wasn't able to do nearly as much as I wanted to. I do have a ton of pictures and stuff that I'll be sharing as time goes on. I've also got some videos I can make from stuff there too. So be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, if you have any questions specifically about Vegas and what happened, let me know and I will answer them. Otherwise, you guys have yourself a fantastic weekend. It's beautiful here, so I'm going to enjoy it. You guys should too. Smash up the likes, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace.